At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast, professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Go to the South Florida Fair on Thursdays and double the fun. That's right, Thursdays are BOGO at the fair. Buy one admission ticket and get one ticket free. Every food vendor will have a BOGO deal, and ride credits are half off on BOGO Thursdays.
Visit southfloridafair.com/BOGO for details and download the Fair app to get all the entertainment schedules. The South Florida Fair is open now through February 2nd in West Palm Beach.
Hey everyone, it's Cade Shumsland. Every week, Land Rover Palm Beach supports local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community by naming a Player of the Week. This year, $35,000 will be rewarded to student athletes and their schools. Tune in to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day every Friday night as I unveil this week's featured athlete. If you have a great performance that I need to know about, DM us at ESPN West Palm. Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet. Where Miami heats up, the playoffs take center stage, and the big game is always in play. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sports book. Try it now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not hit. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Considered by gambling. Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Hate it or love it, a Chiefs three-peat come Super Bowl Sunday would be excellent for the NFL.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man, your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It's me again on a hump day here on Theoretically Speaking. Theo Dorsey with you, kicking it cool as always. C-Cat on the other side of the glass on the ones and the twos. Man, it's January 29th. We are closing in February 9th. That's the date of the Super Bowl. That's also my anniversary date. That only matters to me and my wife. It also matters because I'm a Chiefs fan, and damn it, I said it yesterday and I'll double down on it, C-Cat. As much as I cannot wait for Patrick Mahomes to do the unthinkable, the unprecedented, and lead Kansas City to a 3rd straight Super Bowl title, it still reigns true. It will be the second most important thing that happens on February 9th in my household. And that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, we live with it. C-Cat, are you at all considering shifting your alliance? Because I know that you're actually rocking with the Chiefs in Super Bowl 59, and a lot of it has to do more so with your disdain for the Eagles.
Yeah, it's more so I know more of America would be unhappy with the Chiefs Super Bowl win than with the Eagles Super Bowl win. So if I'm going to be miserable with either result, which I am, with an Eagles win or a Chiefs win, I might as well have company in my misery, and that would result in a Chiefs win.
Well, misery tends to love company. And to be honest, so now the Super Bowl, you're already sad. You're almost like pre-mourning it. Are you going to even show up on Monday after the Super Bowl? Because either way, whoever's celebrating, whoever's talking fondly of the performance is going to be annoying as hell to you.
Yeah, you've all seen the map, and like my girlfriend showed me it too, where it's like what each state is rooting for in this year's Super Bowl, and it's like in Pennsylvania, and then the rest of the planet is rooting for the meteor strike, right? So I have said, listen, people, non-Chiefs fans, non-Eagles fans, look at it this way. If you are a hater of both these sides, look at it with a glass half full. Just because a guarantee is that one of these hateable teams will win, one of these hateable fan bases will be happy on Monday, that guarantees that one of those franchises will be in the dumps. You get to hate watch guaranteed no matter which result happens. You can make fun of Jalen Hurts if the Eagles lose, and you can finally rain on the parade of the paradise that Chiefs fans have been living for the past 3 years.
I'm curious what this Super Bowl actually does to the legacies of both teams with the win, right? And I know that's going to be a lot of the talk leading up to the game. But like an Eagles win, I don't think we fully embrace the fact that if Philly finds a way to, stop what is feeling like inevitable, and that's a Chiefs three-peat.
Very narrow underdogs. It's a very realistic chance.
That means Nick Sirianni, as a head coach in the NFL, even based on the way he started off in that opening press conference when we all thought, oh, this is going to be terrible. It's going to be abysmal. Nick Sirianni's going to have 2 Super Bowl appearances, a Super Bowl title, and what's his overall record in these first 4 years? Because I know they've won double-digit games every single time he's been leading the Eagles out there.
He's historically great for the start of a head coaching career, absolutely.
48-20 in the regular season, 70%, and in the postseason, 5-3. He would move to 6-3. He would be in the Hall of Fame. He would be a Hall of Fame head coach based on the first 4 years of his career. He could retire. He could do TV for the rest of his life, and he would be cemented as a legend in Eagles lore. Because it's not like in the first Super Bowl against the Chiefs, he coached a bad game. They lost that game because of one fumble that was unforced. Nick Sirianni, as much as I don't give him credit as a head coach, as much as I do believe he's propped up by his coordinators, when they're good, he's good. When they're bad, we saw what happened last year in the postseason against the Buccaneers. Vic Fangio and Kellen Moore, they're doing it. They're doing a lot for this guy's legacy. He might have a shot here. If they are able to coach a good game on Super Bowl Sunday, Nick Sirianni's going to be cementing himself up there with some of the legends of the game, and that, to me, is sickening to the stomach. Another thing that it might do for the Eagles if they win, Saquon Barkley. The way y'all were talking about Saquon earlier here in the station, I would have thought that this dude was pulling out rushing records and rushing titles every single year.
I mean, absolutely. He had 6 years of his career wasted in New York when he entered the league. I said he's going to end his career as a top 5 running back all time. Unfortunately, I failed to realize how poor the surrounding cast of the Giants would be, and now we're finally seeing it come to fruition. There is no one like 26 in the NFL right now.
Just this time last year, we said the same thing about Christian McCaffrey. I just want y'all to realize how this rotation works, especially at the running back position. Just this time last year, we said the same thing about Christian McCaffrey. Matter of fact, 5 weeks into this year, we were saying the same thing about Derrick Henry. And 3 or 4 years ago, we were saying the same thing about Todd Gurley. And 10 years ago, we said the same thing about LaDainian Tomlinson. Let's see how long it lasts. That's all I'll say. Running backs have these super dominant peaks. Think about Chris Johnson, CJ2K, doing all that noise with the Titans. Super high peaks where they're excellent, where they're with the perfect offensive line and the perfect scheme, and they seem unstoppable. And then it teeters off. That's why even when you talk about Saquon Barkley becoming a top 5 running back all time, Derrick Henry's resume is going to look much better than his win or lose on Super Bowl Sunday when it's all said and done. The longevity in which Derrick Henry's been able to carry football teams' offenses, be the focal point, and still produce at a high level, and what he's doing post-30 now with the Ravens, especially if he stays another year, his resume is going to be much deeper.
Well, it's going to be the Matt Stafford effect. We're going to ask how many Super Bowls would have Matt Stafford won if he was not stuck in Detroit? How many rushing titles would Saquon Barkley have if he was not stuck in New York? So it's a what could have been, but we are getting Saquon in his prime right now. So we'll see a bigger picture of what could have been than we're getting with Matt Stafford.
We will. I think I just was offended because you all tarnished what Christian McCaffrey was last year with the 49ers, and you scoffed. You laughed in my face when I said, hey, I think that the Chiefs defense was able to figure out Christian McCaffrey and that vaunted Niners line in rushing attack last year this time when everybody thought it was going to be he was going to run amok. And now you have Saquon Barkley. Similar situation. Y'all act as if the gap between Barkley and McCaffrey was like the gap between Mahomes and Hurts, and I don't think it is.
I do think that Saquon Barkley gives you wide receiver level highlights at the running back position. What I say is the wide receiver position is built for Instagram and TikTok because they're one-on-ones. They are isolated from the rest of the action on the field, whereas Saquon Barkley will separate himself from the rest of the field, and he'll give you a backwards hurdle, which seemed impossible.
Sick.
Spin move just last week against the Commanders.
Yeah.
First play of the game. He is unbelievable to watch.
What's your favorite play to watch? Do you like a long home run rushing touchdown or a home run passing touchdown? Because you think about the early age Chiefs, and that's what it was. Those deep bombs, those beautiful deep bombs from Mahomes to Tyreek Hill down the sideline. He catches one over a guy and runs it in. Or those, because the Saquon Barkley runs, like the one that he had against the Commanders in the championship game, first touch of the game, 60 yards to the house. That was thrilling as hell to watch. As you saw the hole opening, as you saw him burst through it, and then later on in the run, as he's bouncing off a tackler, spinning back, you're like, you knew he's not running out of bounds. He's going to keep running until somebody stops him, and nobody can stop him.
Yeah, the home run ball is there every single play with Saquon Barkley. So every time he touches the football with a little bit of space, we could see it. We could see it. It's almost like a knockout punch in just mixed martial arts. To answer your question, I do like a little bit of doubt in my big plays. So maybe a jump ball that gets pulled down by my favorite team.
Yeah.
I think that might win it out for me because that could be an interception. That could be catastrophic. Or, he caught it. He stayed in his feet. He stayed in bounds. He scored a touchdown. I think the pass ball reigns supreme.
And you just never know when the run is coming, whereas like a lot of times with a deep ball, that's a shot play. It's either on 3rd and long when everybody's expecting it and you're already on the edge of your seat, so you're anticipating it, you're watching it develop, and then you see I always and this never happens with Kirk Cousins, so I'm sorry, Falcons fans and Commanders fans and Vikings fans, you never really get to experience this much. When it's 3rd and pass, 3rd and long, and you can tell by the drop that the quarterback has what's about to happen. Is he really going to try it deep? Is he going to give us a highlight? Or is this going to be one of those quick check downs, a quick, out route or something like that? And when you see him go into a 5-step drop and looking downfield, I'm like, what about it's either going to be really bad or really good, but it's going to be exciting.
Well, I mean, you included Vikings fans in there. They probably have received on the better end of one of those best plays of all time through the past game with the Minnesota Miracle.
Yeah, which was also obviously, that was a lot to do with, what was it, Marcus Williams, the safety for the Saints?
Whoever it is that decided to just not tackle.
It was Marcus Williams, who runs up to Stephon Diggs. That was, oh my gosh, thinking about plays that I've watched live in big moments, that one was the one where I was most just absolutely shocked.
Yeah.
I didn't think it happened. I was like, well, maybe he stepped out of bounds. Like did they blow a whistle and I didn't hear it? Something happened here.
Got to be a flag somewhere.
And Diggs couldn't believe it either, the way he was crying and on the interview. That was one of the most – I'll never forget it. I'll never forget watching that play live. That was incredible. But so was that Saquon Barkley run. Yes. Imagine something like that happening late in the Super Bowl, and that's what pushes the Eagles over the edge. That would be incredible, man.
Yeah, it's two different cinematic kind of builds because a rush is a crescendo. Like it slowly gets there. The beast mode Marshawn Lynch run. Oh, broken tackle. Woo! Broken tackle. Wait, he's still up. Oh, there's no one in front of him. Here we go. With a pass, it's like the ball's in the air. You hold your breath. Time stands still.
Right.
What's going to happen? Oh, he's open. The ball's on point. And then makes a catch and scores a touchdown. So it's two different visceral reactions, which it's hard to pit them against one another.
Let's do it. Though. Let's pit them against each other. Home run touchdown pass or home run touchdown rush. which one is more thrilling to watch from the couch? 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. I promise you we'll get to the Chiefs dynasty topic, but I'm curious your response on this because I honestly cannot decide. As a Chiefs fan, I have to say probably the throw because you know it's going to be something electric from Patrick Mahomes. He's got the kind of arm where he'll push it 60 yards down the field, but you don't get to see it as much. And the runs from the Chiefs these days have been kind of null and void. I'm going to go with the throw, but I'm curious what the fans at Theoretically Speaking think. 888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. A home run touchdown through the air or by ground? Which one gets you more excited from your seat at home? Let us know. 888-760-3776. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care is a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. In the YouTube Prize Picks chat, we hear from Jalen. He said, nothing better than an 80 or 90-yard run. Derrick Henry, 99 yards to the house. You're right. Incredible, especially when one develops up the gut. Like a stretch play, sometimes those aren't as thrilling, but a run up the gut where you break free of parting players, almost like the Red Sea, it's pretty cool.
And you know what? It feels like you need to have a game-breaking running back in order to have those 90-plus, 80-plus yard touchdown runs. But Will Levis was tossing 75-yard bombs at the end of the Titans last season.
Yeah.
It's not that elusive, and anyone can kind of experience it.
Deep balls are more about the receivers, is one thing that people fail to realize. People are mad at Mahomes, or not mad at him, but they're like less enthralled by what the Chiefs are doing these days on offense because he's not slinging the ball 60 yards as much anymore. But why would I do that when Tyreek Hill is no longer around? Deep ball completions have more to do with receivers at times than they do with quarterbacks because you need a guy that can track it. You need a guy you can trust that's not going to allow the defensive back or safety to get in between him and the ball and possibly intercept it. And also, you need some damn speed. If you don't got those three things, a guy that can track the ball, a guy that has enough speed to break away, as well as a guy that you can trust to prevent a turnover, you're not going to be slinging it like that unless you're Will Levis and you don't give a damn.
Yeah, who is catching those bomb touchdowns towards the end of the season? I forget his name on the Titans. Specifically a guy. Akine, maybe?
Westbrook Akine.
Yes.
Nick Westbrook Akine, he's really good at that. They learned.
Yeah.
Michael Penix Jr. was doing it with Rome Odunze and the guy that's with the Patriots now, left and right at Washington. Just these deep ball, one-on-one. I trust you more than I fear the defensive back, and you'll track it down and get it. That's why I'm kind of confident, or I'm at least I'm excited to see what Ben Johnson's able to do with Rome Odunze and Caleb Williams out there in Chicago, because Rome wasn't really put into that role with the Bears this past year, but he's shown at the collegiate level at the very least that he's actually a guy that can thrill or really be thrive in that kind of arena. Cat in the Hat says that pass Ryan Fitzpatrick completed downfield a couple years ago when he was getting his face mask ripped off. Yeah, that one was insane. He wasn't looking. He did not see where he was throwing the ball.
That Dolphins-Raiders, I thought that was defensive pass interference. He caught that ball? But I remember watching that because it was an unbelievable mishandle of the game in general from the Raiders. A zero blitz engage 8 when they didn't need any type of turnover or anything. They just needed to play prevent defense. Yeah, there's plays that live rent-free in your head, and you remember how you felt when you watched that play. And like you said, the Minnesota Miracle, just watching that and not believing it. Another Saquon Barkley play, like last week, where once all of a sudden you saw Saquon in space for the Eagles versus the Commanders. Back to his Penn State days in the Rose Bowl, Penn State, USC. He had another one of those ridiculous 75-yard touchdown runs where there's several different freeze frames of the play where the ball carrier, Saquon Barkley,
surrounded.
Exactly. There are maybe 5 or 6 different USC Trojans, opponents, surrounding him saying, yeah, he took this to the house, by the way.
It is insane. Saquon is different. I agree with y'all that at their peaks, Saquon Barkley is better than Christian McCaffrey, but he's not. The gap isn't what y'all were making it out to be. Y'all made it seem like it was just a no-brainer all day, every day, give me Saquon. And I don't know, man. McCaffrey at his peak, his ability to strike from the goal line and in the red zone, like his versatility in the pass game as well. If you're just talking about a pure runner, sure, I'll give it to Saquon. But as a football player, as a running back, Christian McCaffrey's right here with Saquon in their primes. Now, right now, Christian McCaffrey's probably back in Germany trying to get that Achilles checked out still, so I don't know what's going to come of that. And again, great call by me. The Niners' luck was going to run out this year. After making the Super Bowl, they missed the playoffs.
How much of a player's legacy is straight highlight tape? Like, do you weigh that at all?
You have to. You have to. So, for instance, name that one great Tom Brady highlight you remember. Name that one play that Brady made that you'll never forget. Matter of fact, when's the last time you hopped on YouTube and dialed up a Tom Brady highlight reel?
It's more of the results of the games that stick with you.
Exactly.
It's him putting his hands behind his head and the confetti falling on him. That's what you remember visually from Tom Brady.
It's not there. And that's why I argue that this Chiefs dynasty that is about to be cemented with a legacy that is going to be fortified, is going to be impenetrable if they're able to get over the hump and beat the Eagles in Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. A Chiefs three-peat will undoubtedly be great for the NFL and for NFL fans at large, but only on the other side. It's going to pain a lot of fans right now to witness it. It's going to pain Chiefs haters and conspiracy theorists and tinfoil hat wearers when they're able to do so because you think that the NFL is setting it up for them to win for some reason, which I still don't get. Like, you watch them play the games. Like, they're outplaying teams. They're really good at football. They got a really smart head coach and a really good Hall of Fame level defensive coordinator that is just outsmarting guys at the line of scrimmage before the ball's even snapped. A Chiefs three-peat will undoubtedly be good for the NFL, and you're telling me by the way that you care so much. Like, we just talked about this AFC title game, Chiefs-Bills, being the most watched game in however many long decades, 57.7 million viewers on average, the second most watched non-Super Bowl of all time, right? Like, that's something, right? People care. People are watching. They want to either see the Chiefs succeed or most of America is preying on their downfall, and that's fine. Also, the difference between this Chiefs dynasty and the Patriots dynasty we just lived through was that felt more like the Spurs. That always felt more like the Spurs. 50-plus win team in the NBA, always going to be in it, never really went back-to-back, never was ultimately feared to the level of which you're like, oh, my gosh, we got to go play San Antonio tonight. But consistently winning, doing it in a boring fashion, and from top down, they weren't giving you things to remember outside of the fact that they used to always finish the season with the confetti raining on them. That's Tom Brady and the Patriots. 6 championships over the span of those 15, 16-odd years, but not a lot of, like, entrenched memories to call back on. With this Chiefs dynasty right now, especially if it gets cemented with this three-peat, this is going to feel more like the Jordan Bulls of the 90s, which, again, was amazing for the National Basketball Association. This is going to feel more like the Showtime Lakers, which was profitable for the National Basketball Association. Hell, it might even feel like, and this will hit close to home for you, C-Cat, it might even feel like those dominant Yankees of your childhood, really, or really more so before your time a little bit. I'm not sure how that lined up with how old you are, but the team that everybody hated, the Evil Empire, but also had the guys that made the highlight plays and the thrilling moments like Derek Jeter, A-Rod, and then you had the ultimate closer in Mariano, who moved the needle in a way. I said A-Rod.
Yeah, he got one.
Yeah, I'm tripping. That's me trying to talk baseball. But again, those dynasties that people uplifted as the Evil Empire, a lot of those created memories, created highlights, had people trying to replicate the way in which those guys played. How many Brady imitators are there out there? How many guys has Brady inspired to be like, I want to be like that guy? I want to win like him, sure. But who's out there practicing throws, emulating stuff that Tom Brady does? No. Mahomes is an idol for a lot of kids. We got an active college quarterback right now who is wearing red and white, the number 15, grew his hair out to look like Patrick Mahomes and is mimicking his pregame rituals. The dude is cool, right? The dude is electric to watch, and him getting a three-peat in this dynasty era, it's going to be good for the league, whether you're rooting for him or against him. But you obviously feel differently because you don't want to see another team like this be this dominant. Like, everybody hated the Patriots. Why do you think this would be bad for the NFL, again?
Yeah, I think it's good for the Chiefs to be in this game. I think it's bad for the Chiefs to win this game because there is no story on Tuesday. There's a story on Monday. Well, the Chiefs did it. Three-peat, crazy. All right. Now we got to care about basketball. Tuesday, we're talking about the Eagles Super Bowl championship parade. It's actually a celebration for the city that is only replicatable from 2017, which is now 8 years ago, or now 7 years ago.
Yeah.
With the Chiefs winning again, there's nothing that distinguished this year from last year or the year before that. It's great to get the audience for the NFL of the people that might not watch the game unless the Chiefs are in it, which I don't think you can even deny it. There will be a bigger audience in this game because the Chiefs are in it than if they weren't in it, and not because of football fans at all. It's the song and dance you've heard time and time again where it's the Taylor Swift effect. Like, it's annoying and it's redundant to bring it up again and again.
It's not just that, though.
Yes.
If this was Eagles-Bills, it would have less luster, less hype, and less eyes on it for good or bad than it would if it was the matchup that we have today.
No, absolutely not. People will watch because it spans generations. People are familiar with the climb and the failure, the climb and the failure, the climb and the failure for the Buffalo Bills going to 4 Super Bowls in a row and not winning any of them. That stands the test of time as being a comeback story and a failure.
Absolutely. I couldn't disagree more. The Chiefs are the ones that are uplifting the ratings of this Super Bowl, not the Eagles, and more so than the Bills would, for sure, certainly.
Yes, but it's not because of the product on the field.
How is it not because of the product on the field, all of the winning that they've done? If the Chiefs had Taylor Swift in the box and they weren't winning games left and right and they weren't 2-time Super Bowl champions, it wouldn't matter as much.
Because sports fans are going to watch no matter what. Casual sports fans are going to watch no matter what. General social people are going to watch no matter what. And hardcore football fans obviously going to watch no matter what.
Okay.
But this little girl is not going to watch. And this, I don't know, socialite lady who does not care about football, watch football, none of her friends do either. This is a day they're kind of annoyed because their favorite restaurants are closed because of the Super Bowl. They're going to watch because of, okay, it's on my Twitter feed, it's on my Instagram feed about Taylor Swift.
All right.
So the NFL will benefit from the Chiefs being in the game because they'll get those eyeballs.
And
but
you
they
think
get
it's only
nothing
because
from
of Taylor Swift?
Yes. That's an audience they do not have, and they will get because of her.
All right. So you think that the reason why the AFC title game was the most watched second most watched in modern history in TV was because of people wanting to see them pan to Taylor Swift 4 times?
Not entirely because of that, but that certainly accounts for some of that number. It's an audience that was not tapped, now it is. And the NFL is more interested in gaining viewers, not re-enthusiasing or what is that? Getting more enthusiasm from fans they already have.
That's a big word for Elmo.
Now, you're right that the NFL is trying to outreach to places in which they haven't tapped into yet before, which is that's just how any business would structure itself. You're wrong in saying that it has nothing to do with the Chiefs winning. This doesn't work if Mahomes wasn't legendary. This doesn't work if Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo weren't out coaching other guys on the other sideline. This also doesn't work if that defense isn't elite, if Chris Jones wasn't a game wrecker, if Travis Kelce wasn't one of the greatest tight ends of all time. Like, it all makes sense because they're winning the football games.
I'm tuning in for the Super Bowl for Chris Jones. It's the first time that sentence has ever been said.
It's not for Chris Jones, but it's because of what Chris Jones did to get them there time and time again. You know he's going to make a key play in a big moment. Like, you're talking facetiously as if this isn't something that football fans and even casuals are familiar with. Before that 4th and 5 against the Bills happened, everybody and their mom knew that Steve Spagnuolo was going to draw up a blitz that Josh Allen and the Bills needed to be prepared for. And they didn't. They weren't. Now, maybe everybody and their mom was a little bit extreme, but you knew a blitz was coming on 4th and 5 that was going to be exciting to watch, and it delivered a thrilling play.
Yeah, it sure
That's
did.
good for football.
But that wasn't, and also we've gotten away from the actual argument at hand, which is the Chiefs are here, whether we like it or not. You love it.
Right.
I might not like it.
Yeah.
But is it good for the Chiefs to win or lose this game for the NFL?
Would it be better for the NFL?
three-peat? Yes.
And you're
not
saying,
better for your fandom, not better for your feelings, but better for the business.
You're saying for the business of the NFL, it's better if the Eagles win?
Yes.
And I would say for the business of the NFL, it's actually better if the Chiefs win. Because if Mahomes and the Chiefs are dethroned by these Eagles right here and you see them bleed, how does that benefit more the matchup of trying to see who's going to be the one to actually be able to do it? Throughout the race, like Joe Burrow's still living off of that win. He still is living off of that one win in the AFC title game. The exclusivity to that is what allows him to still bolster and pound his chest about that one win. The more quarterbacks that do it, the more the Chiefs, quote unquote, bleed, the less impressive it is.
I think everyone walked out of the regular season this year more so than the previous two Super Bowls the Chiefs have just won, thinking that the Chiefs were as vulnerable as ever. And that's kind of the story of the Patriots.
Last year was the most vulnerable they've been. And
okay.
Because they were also on the road. They had the worst record. They had no weapons. There was no Hopkins even of a name to help. It was Juju Smith-Schuster.
You're right. How soon I forget. You're right. I'm completely wrong there.
You're
right. Going on the road.
It was Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Juju was the Eagles' year.
But still, the point remains, people were gassing up these other contenders to take the Chiefs' crown. It hasn't been taken quite yet. They've got one win away from doing it. I think it justifies the worries people who watched the entirety of the NFL regular season, that watched on Black Friday where the Chiefs got kind of lucky with the turnover, that watched NFL Red Zone where the Chiefs blocked a field goal to prevent the Broncos from knocking off the Chiefs in that game, which I believe it was at that point, to preserve their perfect season. I think it justifies the worries that people had for the Chiefs not reigning supreme anymore. So if it's just a foregone conclusion, not in a literal sense, not in a fixed game sense, but why am I going to watch this whole season if it's just going to be the Chiefs again?
Well, that's the thing. Do you think that NFL fans would ever feel that way? Do you think a Chiefs three-peat, the first ever three-peat, we've seen back-to-back happen time and time again, but a Chiefs three-peat would make fans stop caring because they think that it's inevitable that the Chiefs win every year?
Listen, it's a different league, but it kind of happened with the NBA and the Warriors. In the height of the Warriors' dominance, when it was running it back with the Cavs, it was like, why do I care at all about this February 1st NBA regular season game?
Totally different, and I know you are admitting to it because the way you prefaced that, but totally different because, number one, in the NBA, it's a 7-game series, and the better team is generally going to win. And also, in basketball, because there's only 5 guys on the court, when you're able to outman a team like that with talent, it is much tougher. It's a much taller hill to climb. So I get it. But I don't think that any fan base, especially not the Bills who almost had them, or the Eagles who might knock them off in this Super Bowl, I don't think any NFL fan base is going to give up on watching the league if the Chiefs win one more game than any other team has ever done before. It's not that crazy. Evan Cohen joins us on the other side from Unsportsmanlike. You hear him every morning here on ESPN 106.3. We'll get his take on that and more on the other side here on Theoretically Speaking. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift with endless possibilities. Give a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. Breakers gift cards let you treat the one who matters most to the things they love the most, like irresistible oceanfront getaways, lessons at the Breakers' new golf and racket club, pampering at the exquisite spa, and shopping at the resort's stylish collection of on- and off-site boutiques. Gift cards may also be used for dining at the Breakers' renowned restaurants and bars, including Echo, Henry's Palm Beach, HMF, and Flagler's Steakhouse. What's even better? For a limited time, when you purchase a $500 gift card online at thebreakers.com, you'll receive an additional $50 on that card, compliments of the Breakers. This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach and remind them why they fell in love with you in the first place. Visit thebreakers.com today.
Breaking news news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
While it's not always possible to see contaminated water coming out of the faucet, the taste is difficult to ignore. And what about plastics and pharmaceuticals now in the water? The team at Culligan is here to help. Culligan offers water testing and reverse osmosis systems designed to filter out those contaminants right at the source. Culligan has been helping the local community with water issues since 1936. Schedule your appointment today at Culligan.com.
Hey, Culligan man!
The all-new 2025 Land Rover Defender 130. Designed for adventure, built for luxury. With seating for up to 8 and power for any terrain, it's ready to take you further. Now with financing as low as 3.9% APR for 48 months. That's just $22.53 a month per $1,000 financed. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today or go to LandRoverPalmBeach.com to start your adventure in the 2025 Defender 130.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
I just missed $2 Tuesdays, but maybe I could tap in on BOGO Thursdays at the South Florida Fair, which is still open, good people. It is still open and ready for you to come pull up and eat some fried foods and ride some rides. 17 straight days of entertainment right there at the South Florida Fairgrounds. That includes actually the Thrilling Royal Spectacular Show. I've yet to see it. I'm going to make sure I tap into that this week. Live music, a new Ag Ventureland, farm animals, and the Kabuto Ag Zone. And of course, you got the rides, the games, and the delicious food. Thursdays are BOGO at the fair. So tomorrow, if you buy one admission ticket, you get one free. And every food vendor that you pull up on, they get BOGO deals as well. Ride credits, half off on BOGO Thursdays. That's the day to go. That's it. Check all the activities and entertainment with the schedules online at southfloridafair.com, or you can download the app. South Florida Fair is open now through February 2nd, right here in the heart of West Palm Beach. You're running out of time. Joining us now on Theoretically Speaking is Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. You hear him with Michelle Smallman and the resident Super Bowl champion Chris Canty every morning, 6 to 10 a.m., and you also hear him every Wednesday here on Theoretically Speaking. We got the throwback pick of Evan Cohen and it looks like he has a coffee. This is our old radio station. Evan, why don't you do the slick back hair anymore, man? I like that look right there.
I saw you guys posted that. What made you want to post that picture today?
Hey, sometimes a Google image search, Evan Cohen, found the first picture that was of you, and that's what I got.
Well, that picture that you have on social media is when I did a video blog before video blogs were actually a thing. And let's just say that my video blog was not a thing.
It wasn't good? It didn't work out so well?
It was J-Mart and I. How well could it work out?
To be honest, though, C-Cat, I've seen a lot of old videos of Evan, like, on our YouTube page. Every now and then they'll pop up. People are watching them back. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, Evan. You kept a similar flow. You know, like, you're obviously much better now these days. Not to say it was bad back then, but a similar flow. Like, I'm like, yeah, that's Evan right there. He just has the slick back hair.
Yeah, my hair was much longer. At one point, my hair was like kind of close to my shoulders.
Oh, man.
Back in 08, 09 area, and it looked good. I mean, very good. Now I just don't look as good, but I have shorter hair. There we go.
If you want to take a trip to a time machine, go on ESPN West Palm Play. It's our YouTube channel, and just sort by oldest, and you can have a good time.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to say you'll find Evan because he's the oldest. Oh, I thought that's what you were doing. You're saying the videos are older.
You mean oldest in, like, it's amazing how many years I've been able to do a show in a row. Wow, I agree. Yeah. By the way, you mentioned the South Florida Fair. You took me back to a moment. I did a show at the South Florida Fair. I want to say it was on a Monday, the day after Kobe had 81, may he rest in peace, against the Raptors. I think you'll have to double check on that. I think that was a Sunday night. The next day was a Monday, South Florida Fair remote. I think it was raining. So we got moved to inside instead of outside. And I remember doing a show day after Kobe 81 at the South Florida Fair.
I'm looking it up as we speak now. It was January 22nd, 2006. So, CCAT, can you check and see what day of the week that is?
We're fact-checking?
Yeah, we're fact-checking. I mean, look, LeBron got on TV and said that he called it before Kobe dropped the 81 ball. So people with big platforms and big names, they seem to keep on telling lies around the Kobe 81-point game, and I'm just making sure Evan isn't one of them.
Well, all I'm saying is I did a show from South Florida Fair. That would have been January 23rd then. What year was it? 06?
06, yeah, it checks out. Well, there you go.
That was a Monday.
You're good. All right, Evan.
That was a Monday. And was it raining in South Florida that day, or did I make that up? Can you get the weather?
Okay, we're not going to. You're done. You're done here. We're not.
No, you just called me out. You just said, all the national media people are not telling the truth about the Kobe 81 game. So in my head, January 23rd, 2006, I would have been at the South Florida Fair. I think it was raining. It was a Monday. I think Greg Stoda of the Palm Beach Post at the time was co-hosting with me that day or guesting. We probably I made J-Mart keep track of everything we did on the show in these handwritten notes that we have forever. We could probably find those notebooks. I'm telling January 23rd, 06. Was it raining that day?
It was not. It was a dry day in West Palm
Evan
Beach.
is a fraud.
0.00 precipitation.
Inside. We were on a stage. I'm telling you, we were on a stage.
Maybe you were just inside on the stage because people knew what big of a star you were. They wanted to prop you up there, man. I like your recall, though. It was good. I'm not, and it's also the right time of the year, so I would imagine the fair was going on at that time. So I like the recall. You still got your fastball, unlike Jerry Jones these days, and I'm happy about that. We've been arguing all show long, Evan, on whether or not the Chiefs completing the three-peat would actually be good for the NFL at large. We're talking about profitability, which they don't need any help in, but, and when we're talking about NFL fans in general, how much they're going to care. Do you think it's going to mean more for the NFL? Do you think it's going to be more beneficial for the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl and get the first ever three-peat, or for the Eagles to finally become the team to take him down?
Okay, this is interesting. What side of this are you on, and why? Because I'm interested to hear, as a Chiefs fan, where you are on this.
I do believe it's going to be good for the NFL because it's making this monster that is the Kansas City Chiefs feel even more elevated, feel even more impenetrable, and it's going to make the person or team that's able to take them down next year or the year after, it's going to elevate them to a level even greater than what we think of today. Also, Mahomes and the Chiefs deliver so many memorable moments, so many like Jordan-esque Chicago Bulls reign in the 90s dynasty moments, whereas I know you're going to disagree with this, but the latest dynasty we just had in the NFL of the Patriots, like there's not a lot of people going back and reflecting on those big-time Tom Brady highlights. Like it just is not a lot of aura out of that era. I'm sorry to down your guy. It's not a lot of aura.
That is one of the worst takes I've ever heard you make. And I'm like, I think you know this. On air and off air, you're going to find very few people that are a bigger fan of yours than me.
Yeah.
Wait, how do I say that? I think I said that right?
Yeah,
I'm your number one fan. Right, okay. Just sit there. Let's go one by one. You said like 10 statements I have to respond to here.
Okay, good.
Number one, I think it's probably better than not for the Chiefs to three-peat because inevitably what happens is we don't go to Chiefs versus Lamar and the Ravens, Chiefs versus Josh Allen and the Bills, even Chiefs versus the Eagles. We go to the Chiefs versus the Patriots, the last two dynasties in the NFL. That carries us not for a day, not for a week, not for a month, but for maybe the next year. I'm not kidding. Like literally, that's a year-long, as it evolves, everyone comments conversation, okay? That's number one. Number two, so I think it's better if they win, to answer that question. Number two, the Patriots didn't have aura. They have the single greatest win in the history of this sport. To come back from 28-3 in the Super Bowl is the greatest win this sport has ever seen.
Yeah.
They also, and I've told you this before, that in my opinion on this, that 2019 AFC Championship game that New England won at Kansas City in overtime is one of the most significant games in the last decade in the NFL, because I believe that was the ultimate passing of the torch, even though New England won, and even though they won the next game against the LA Rams in the Super Bowl, I still think that was the last night of the Patriots dynasty, and they had another year after that, oh, by the way. But to sit there and say they don't have aura in that run is crazy to me.
All right. I misspoke in the word that I chose. Tom Brady obviously has quote-unquote aura, and those Patriots teams are going to be remembered fondly of. The conversation I was having with CCAT is name that one Brady play, Brady highlight, Brady moment that you're going back to and watching clips of, and you don't have as many of those as we have with Mahomes, who has highlights of games that he got his tail whipped in, like the game against Brady in the Super Bowl, where he's diving, falling over himself, throwing the ball, which ends up being incompletions, the scrambles that he's had that have been prolific, the bombs that he's had, even back with Tyreek Hill, that have been memorable. Like, we don't have as many of those with Brady. So the only point I was making is Brady feels more Jordan-esque.
He had so many.
Okay, yeah, well, name them. I
appreciate
appreciate it. There we go. So Evan Cohen's here to set it straight. So name those Brady plays that you go back to.
Okay, so there's a catch by Gronk near the end zone in the Rams Super Bowl. That's one. That was unbelievable, which I believe set up the touchdown. I think there was only one touchdown in that game, and then there was field goals the rest of the way. There was the pass he had to Edelman on the double catch in the Atlanta Super Bowl.
But you're talking about catches. Okay, keep going.
What do you mean? No, I'm trying to describe the play. Okay. How do you want me to do it? You want to not name the receiver?
Tell me what Brady did. Tell me what Brady did in those moments. Tell me because kids are going to emulate these things on the field. There's going to be Dylan Raiola's.
I can't tell this is a prank. Because Dylan Raiola doesn't emulate him? Go ask who Patrick Mahomes emulates. Tom Brady. I mean, what are we doing here? Go ask. You're going to defend LeBron. You're going to try to bring up the LeBron stuff. Who does LeBron emulate? Michael. They all emulate. I mean, come on. Like, Mahomes and Brady are totally different in the way in which they look on the field.
Yes.
They are exactly the same. And this is what people don't understand. They're exactly the same when it comes to the crazy obsession with the smarts around this sport. They are both brilliant. They understand the science and the math around the sport, which I will never understand. You will never understand. Like, we just can't as average everyday people, right? Like, the angles in which they're able to throw the ball, the timing they have, unbelievable. Like, I think Tom Brady was as mobile in the pocket as any quarterback I've ever seen. If you define mobility the way that I do, which is moving away from the rush, Mahomes is unreal at moving away from the rush.
Yeah.
Not every time until the playoffs does he actually take that movement and do it vertically. At times he'll do it horizontally or one step forward instead of running the ball. They are the two best quarterbacks by far of our lifetime. It's not close. The thing about Mahomes, I'm not going to Brady. What I will do is he has surpassed Peyton Manning. He has surpassed by far Aaron Rodgers. He has surpassed by far Allen and Lamar. It's unreal what this man has done. There's still way more for him to do to be on the Brady level.
Well, how much would a win on Super Bowl Sunday do it for you? Because before the season, when it didn't feel like a reality, everybody was saying it, including I think people on Unsportsmanlike as well. I don't remember specific names, that if the Chiefs and Mahomes complete the three-peat, he is the greatest of all time. I know you're not going to agree with that.
No, I don't believe that. CC said that. Yeah.
But he wasn't the only one. There were many of people. I believe I don't want to put words in other people's mouths, but you heard it from more than just CC. You still are against that, and you were against that at the time, right?
Yeah, because the way I look at it is like Tom Brady has three versions of the current Mahomes run that he's in right now. Now, this run is better than any 7-year run that Brady had.
Yes.
But Brady had three versions of this. So think about this. Let's just play out that he doesn't win on Super Bowl Sunday, just for argument's sake. Right?
Okay.
So he would have won 3 Super Bowls out of the first 6 or 7 years of his career. Tom Brady then had 2 additional 7-year blocks like this. Think about that. Think about longevity almost indicates hanging on. Right, like Udonis had amazing longevity. People would say, well, he hung on those last few years. On his recent podcast, he had something amazing, the OG's podcast, that he said that he wanted to win in his role, and that was the challenge, which I could literally listen to all day, how brilliant that is. But Brady's not longevity. Brady was a top 5 quarterback in the sport, probably top 2 or 3 quarterback in the sport for 23 years straight.
Well, okay. That's where I have to pump the brakes. He wasn't a top 3 or 4 or 5 guy for all the first 4 or 5 years. He was not that.
Depends on how you define it.
He's just the guy that won the Super Bowl, I guess.
Well, he didn't give the ball to the other team. And by the way, Brady throws. How about on the final drive against the Rams, the first Super Bowl, when on the broadcast on Fox, John Madden says Belichick should take a knee, and Brady drove them downfield.
Yeah.
I mean, right off the bat, drove them downfield to kick a game-winning field goal with Vinatieri. Like, there's so many moments for Brady, but I just think that Mahomes has done this at a higher level than anyone right now, obviously. But amazingly, all of his accomplishments have only happened in such a short period of time.
Right.
And maybe he won't need 23 years to accomplish what Brady has accomplished. Maybe he'll need 10 or 13 or 15. I don't know. Right? That was Michael's thing. When people would ask Michael about, like, LeBron playing all those years, Michael says, well, I didn't need to get the sixth championship.
That is such a cold bar. Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, he needs it. Like, I already got the 6.
Yeah.
So, listen, what we are doing now, Theo, is what we're going to do for a year without an answer.
Exactly. But you're right. But I think that's another reason why a win from Mahomes on Sunday, or even a win for Jalen Hurts, makes it interesting too, because it gives more credence to what Brady and them does. It makes their 7-year run. You can compare them more congruently. But if he does win, and he has 7 straight AFC title appearances in the 7 years he started, he's got the multiple MVPs. He's got 4 Super Bowl MVPs.
Brady had 8 straight, but go ahead.
Okay. What are you doing there? He hasn't played 8 years.
Oh, no, I understand that, but I'm saying the streak was longer.
Oh, okay. Right? You're saying the streak was longer of the appearance. Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, tip of the hat to Tom Brady. He doesn't get enough praise. But I will say this, though. I will say this. You're going to be on the Patriots, Tom Brady side of the fence. If and when the Chiefs actually do win this Super Bowl, there's going to be a lot more people on the other side, I believe, because of a three-peat in the NFL in the modern day, especially with the quarterbacks Mahomes had to get through just to make it to the Super Bowl, let alone win it. It's going to look more impressive than anything Brady's done. And that's no knock to Brady.
You're kidding, right?
That's no knock. A three-peat along with Peyton 4 and 6 years is more impressive.
Peyton Manning is significantly better than anyone that Mahomes has had to go through.
Okay. You can say that. We don't know what those guys' careers are going to end up being. Lamar Jackson's resume so far.
Right now, it doesn't matter what the careers are going to be. It matters who you're matching up against.
Lamar and the Ravens, I will pump the brakes a little bit. And again, C-Cat's already told me we have to go. We have to go to break here soon, so I can't wait to continue this conversation at another point. But I would argue that to this point in his career, Lamar and the Ravens and the MVPs he's had, Josh Allen and the inevitability that he brings with the Bills, they're up there. They might not be Manning all the way. People thought of Manning as a playoff loser for a long time until he finally won.
Theo, yes, agreed. Right now, if their careers end, Lamar, Boynton Beach's own, gets into the Hall of Fame. Josh Allen does not.
He might because everybody wants him to. Just like he might get the MVP because everybody.
He's awesome. But if he doesn't have an MVP or a Super Bowl, you're not voting him into the Hall of Fame. I'm going to lead you very quickly because I know you got a break.
Yeah.
I want you to think about one thing because we started talking about this today, but on Unsportsmanlike this morning. If Jalen Hurts and the Eagles win the Super Bowl, has he had the second best career at the quarterback position in the Mahomes era of the NFL? Not is he the second best player? Has he had the second best career?
Second to Mahomes, you're saying?
Yeah, obviously Mahomes is one.
Yeah.
I'm saying, would you take his career over Lamar's or his career over Josh Allen's? He's not a better player than either of the two.
Well, you know what? That's a great prompt. We'll have that conversation then when we get you off of the line. Evan, I appreciate your time. Your time. You're great. Evan Cohen on Sportsmanlike, 6 to 10 a.m. He's going to be mad at me now because he thinks I'm anti-Brady, anti-Patriots dynasty, but I'm cool with that because he left us with a good nugget to discuss here on Theoretically Speaking. Jalen Hurts, his resume, and Nick Sirianni's resume could get the ultimate bump, not just because of the Super Bowl title in these short 4-5 years, but also the win over Mahomes. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. More on Theoretically Speaking after this break.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Now at DQ Grill and Chill, enjoy $7 meal deals. The 3-piece chicken strip meal deal and the original cheeseburger meal deal. Both come with fries, a 21-ounce drink, and a sundae. Sweeten the deal and upgrade to a small Blizzard treat for just $2 extra. Get more for less at DQ Grill & Chill with the $7 chicken strip meal deal and $7 original cheeseburger meal deal. DQ Grill & Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at kaisergolfcenter.com.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com, to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Hi, this is Scott Smith with Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm, but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Welcome to Recycle Right Trivia, sponsored by the Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County. Question 1. What belongs in the yellow recycling bin?
Newspapers, cereal boxes, magazines?
Correct! Now, blue bin. What goes in there?
Plastic bottles, aluminum cans, glass jars?
You nailed it! Remember, Palm Beach County, recycle right and stay in the game for our planet.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Please keep it PG in the Prize Picks YouTube chat. Please do. Given the options, though, I live life on the risky side. I also will say this, C-Cat. There's nothing risky about improving your golf game. Nothing at all. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center is where you're going to want to be if you want to have a championship-level golf game, especially out here in Palm Beach County where we have so many different courses up and down the coast, water in your background. You got these beautiful palm trees. You don't want your game to stink. So take your talents over to the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center and let them pour into you. They train you like a Seahawk, train you like a champion. They've got a driving range, place where you can actually putt, little putting green action. You can go inside actually too. 2,000 square foot indoor facility. 3 different hitting bays where you have ball flight technology, a little video replay with your coach. Maybe you have Coach Pete. Tell Coach Pete I said what's up. And as you tap into your lessons, you get a better result out there on the golf course when you golf with your buddies. KaiserGolfCenter.com. KaiserGolfCenter.com. Go train with the Seahawks. Train like a champion. They will train you like a pro. All right, C-Cat. Man, no Tina this week.
Yeah, just kind of left us high and dry. We really are. This show is the Toy Story metaphor of I don't want to play with you anymore.
Yeah.
That's what it is. She picks up us, we're the Woody doll or whatever, and she drops it on the floor. I'm going to be somewhere else for a week.
Yeah. What's up with that?
I don't know. Low part on the priority list, I guess.
Yeah. Espresso Martina, we gave her a new nickname. She hasn't changed her social media, so reflect it either.
We are revoking her privileges to hop on the get around.
Yeah, for real. No more get around for Tina. In fact, we'll do a get around in spite of Espresso Martina right now.
I get around. What you mean you don't know? Round and round. I get around.
We're going to do the get around. I'm confused as to why somebody hopped in our YouTube Prize Picks chat and said Ted Ginn is the second best returner ever behind Devin Hester.
Next
not true.
We're going to Dallas, Texas, where former Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy is electing to not coach in 2025, or he's not trying to.
Yeah.
He's going to set his focus on the next hiring cycle, so no Mike McCarthy in New Orleans.
I mean, has this guy heard of Dante Hall, the human joystick? I'm just saying. Dante Hall used to stop on a dime. Dante Hall had, blazing speed. Dante Hall actually was a guy that was doing it in a more threatening era. It was harder to return kicks back then. The way dudes would take your top off. He's saying Ted Ginn's the second best returner ever. Behind Devin Hester, which I agree is the greatest returner of all time. Suncoast High, Palm Beach County alum. What's this stuff about McCarthy? He's pulling out of a job offer. He wasn't going to get the job.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy's saying, I'm not going to coach in 2025. I'm going to worry about 2026 and look for that next offering.
Well, the problem with that is, Mike, I don't think the Saints wanted you. It seems like he was the second option to Kellen Moore. And also, this could be Mike McCarthy betting on himself, betting on the talent-deprived Cowboys under a coach who probably doesn't get that job if it wasn't for Jerry Jones being the decision-maker. If the Cowboys do well, Mike McCarthy's stock falls. If the Cowboys do poorly, Mike McCarthy's stock rises. He's betting against. He's almost like shorting the Cowboys stock, and it might work out for him.
Next stop.
Dante Hall.
We're going to San Francisco, California. Where is that? That's where the NBA All-Star Weekend is taking place. And why are we going there? Simply this. Caitlin Clark has said she will not participate in the NBA three-point contest. Good move, bad move. What do you think?
Great move. Great. It can only hurt her. It can't help her. Great move. I don't see a reason in which she would put herself back into that spotlight. I'm sure she's actually appreciated kind of floating behind all of the NFL drama and everything. Like, when's the last time you heard somebody bring up Caitlin Clark's name?
When she was in the Taylor Swift box at the Chiefs game.
Exactly, you're right. And then now she's popping back into it. I don't know. At least it has nothing to do with like all the weird racial politics and stuff. Like she wants to be out of the spotlight.
Well, the thing is, you're kind of looked at as a carnival act. It's like the bearded lady in the carnival days.
Yeah.
But instead of having a beard, this lady is spectacular basketball. You wouldn't believe it. Comparable to the best in the NBA.
It was a great moment in the and then All-Star Weekend's going to be it was in Indianapolis last year. Is it Cleveland?
I said we're in San Francisco this weekend.
San Francisco. They're in the Bay.
That's what the basis of the segment is.
Right. I forgot where we were, man. Sometimes you get off the get around, you had one too many, and you get a little dizzy when you're not driving. I don't know, man. I don't think Caitlin Clark could do anything for her stock doing this, but Sabrina Ionescu versus Steph Curry was actually pretty thrilling.
That's true. A little bit younger. Not younger. Excuse me. It's the opposite.
Ionescu needed the bump, though. Ionescu probably needed the popularity bump, whereas this would do nothing for Caitlin Clark.
That's true.
It can only hurt her.
Next stop.
We are going to Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Why are we there, you might ask?
Chill Bill?
That's where Bill Belichick is now. And Bill Belichick was on the Let's Go podcast. He's suggesting a new name for the trophy that's awarded to the Super Bowl champion.
I don't care who the coach is. It's impossible.
You can't win without good players. Those are the guys that won the games, man. I didn't make any tackles. I didn't make any kicks. That was Vinatieri that made that kick in 4 inches of snow.
They don't name it the Star Trophy. It's named the Lombardi Trophy.
Maybe they should name it the Brady Trophy. He won 7 of them.
The Tom Brady Trophy awarded the Super Bowl champion. Agree? Disagree? What do you think?
It's appropriate because Brady has the most at the most pivotal position. But let's just pump the brakes because the Brady Trophy today, what are we going to do when Mahomes gets 8? Like, just keep renaming it? Let's give it some time. Let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens next Sunday, and we'll see if we want to rename it to Brady. But I'll say this, too. Who's the Super Bowl MVP named after?
It is a former NFL commissioner.
Oh, right. Yeah. I don't know.
The name of the Super Bowl MVP trophy
Is the Roselle?
Yeah, the Roselle Trophy. The Pete Roselle Trophy.
Yeah. Yes.
Next
I don't know what this guy's resume was like as the commissioner. I'm not going to sit here and act like I think he was a good or a bad commissioner. I will say Mahomes has 3 of them things. MVPs I'm talking about. He gets another one next weekend. It should be the Mahomes Trophy.
Our last stop on today's edition of the Get Around is taking us a little bit north of here because we are going to PGA National. We are going to the premier professional golf experience in Palm Beach County because I'm waiting for the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches.
Well, you don't got to wait too much longer. It's right around the corner. Less than 30 days. In fact, starts the last week of February, the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. You already know where to get the tickets at, thecognizantclassic.com. Kids 15 and under, they're admitted free as long as you have a ticketed adult. So that's one way to get your kid more invested in the game of golf as the PGA Tour comes to town. But February 26th through March 2nd, the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches is taking over, delivering a best-in-class on-site experience featuring a variety of fan amenities alongside premier competition with the best of the best pulling up and duking it out on the champion course at PGA National. TheCognizantClassic.com. TheCognizantClassic.com. Pull up on us. It's going to be a great time. And they do let me at PGA National. Matter of fact, you know what? Maybe I'll get a membership there. Maybe we should get out there and do the tees. Get out there and hit them straight.
If it was only that easy, huh?
You could play PGA National.
Yeah.
You can.
I'm sure I can. I can't afford PGA
Expensive
National.
as hell. I was at this auction thing like 2 years ago or so and got these vouchers to play PGA National, like 4 vouchers to play it for like $50, and it came with everything. And I never used them because I was embarrassed of where my golf game was. So
I think that was for the greater good. I think that was a selfless act because there's nothing worse than playing a spectacular course like PGA National with somebody who's never picked up a golf club or at least plays like they never played golf before.
Now that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. And we'll address that on the other side in the happy hour. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
If you are buying a new home in Palm Beach County, whether it's your first time or you're upgrading or downsizing, the clerk's office is the services you need to help protect your investment. Sign up for our Property Fraud Alert program, offering free monitoring of Palm Beach County's official records. You will get an alert if a document, such as a deed or mortgage, is recorded using your name or address. For more information, head to our website at mypalmbeachclerk.com/homeowners. Congratulations on your new home. We are always here to help.
Good people. It's your boy Theo Dorsey. The big game is almost here, and it's now or never. Don't miss out on the last football game of the season with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the big game. Prize Picks is also giving away a free pick for the big game, where one of the starting quarterbacks will only need to throw 1 yard to win. If you're correct on at least one more stat projection, you can win some real cash. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Prize Picks is the best place to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code THEOD to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code THEOD to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Please join the Potentia Academy at the Paddock Restaurant on Friday, February 7th for Love the Wine You're With, a wine pairing soiree featuring live music and Foley Family Wines, all honoring Patrick Rooney Jr. Proceeds from ticket sales and a silent auction will go towards scholarships for low-income families at Potentia Academy, a nonprofit school for students on the autism spectrum. Visit potentiaacademy.org for more information and to purchase tickets. That's POTENTIA academy.org.
As market dynamics change, the quality and service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Partner-owned since 1923, Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't. Visit ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift with endless possibilities. Give a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. Breakers gift cards let you treat the one who matters most to the things they love the most, like irresistible oceanfront getaways, lessons at the Breakers' new golf and racket club, pampering at the exquisite spa, and shopping at the resort's stylish collection of on- and off-site boutiques. Gift cards may also be used for dining at the Breakers' renowned restaurants and bars, including Echo, Henry's Palm Beach, HMF, and Flagler's Steakhouse. What's even better, for a limited time, when you purchase a $500 gift card online at thebreakers.com, you'll receive an additional $50 on that card, compliments of the Breakers. This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach and remind them why they fell in love with you in the first place. Visit thebreakers.com today.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's has voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Mansour's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Mansour's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
The South Florida Fair is open. Get ready for 17 days of entertainment, blending cutting-edge technology with old-fashioned excitement. Visit our Imagine the Future interactive exposition and discover how science fiction is a reality today.
Check all the activities online at southfloridafair.com or download the Fair app. Now through February 2nd in West Palm Beach.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. We're back at it on a Wednesday here on Theoretically Speaking. It's your boy Theo Dorsey, C-Cat on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. We are into the happy hour. The happy hour here, and as always, we have our cocktail of the day that we pass out, we enjoy, we we embrace with one another. And no Tina today, but I'll deliver that cocktail of the day. It is actually Chiefs inspired, based on their current run.
You know what? I want 2 of these.
2 of them.
I don't want to pay for both, though.
Yeah, well, but that would mean we would need to have a 2-for-1.
Mm-hmm.
A 2-for-1. Where can you get 2-for-1s at?
You've got my attention.
2-for-1. Oh, Duffy Sports Grill. At Duffy Sports Grill. So we'll have to see if the Dynasty Margarita is something Duffy's Sports Grill offers. Duffy'sMVP.com to check it out to see if there's anything like it. Now, I'm going to give you the ingredients to the Dynasty Margarita. That's what we're passing out today on behalf of the Chiefs. But I'll first tell you where you can order this as a 2-for-1, but you might have to tell your friends over at Duffy's, your waiter or waitress, what's in it. Duffy'sMVP.com is where you can go. That's where you can find the nearest Duffy's to you. They have 80 or more television screens at every single Duffy's location, so it's where you want to be no matter what sporting season it is. Football, basketball, hockey, soccer, golf. Duffy's is the place to be. 80 or more television screens. They also have the gridiron starters. Think about this. I mean, we got the big game coming up, right? We're about a week and a half out from the big game, and as one team is looking to three-peat, maybe you and your friends are going to be looking to enjoy some great food. Duffy'sMVP.com. You can either tailgate it, right? You can go to Duffy'sMVP.com and get the food to the crib, or you can go ahead and pull up to the Duffy Sports Grill for the big game experience on game day. All right, just $25. That includes a guaranteed front row seat, complimentary welcome drink, touchdown tots, and you get some official Duffy swag. $25 for the big Sunday on February 9th. And again, a drink, some tots, some swag, and a front row seat. Duffy'sMVP.com. Find a Duffy's nearest to you and tap in. It's the place to go. It's the place to be. Now, of course, I won't be able to join you at that Duffy's only because it is going to be my anniversary as well. My first anniversary. Obviously, did not plan things out very correctly, but February 9th is a special date for me year after year. So hopefully it doesn't continue to fall on the Super Bowl day. And wherever I'm watching from will likely be like hopefully a tropical island with some good fruits being fed to me in a good manner. I wonder if you can do that at Duffy's. Maybe you can. I'll work on that.
I don't doubt it, man. Duffy's has got whatever you want.
It's got some good service.
So what's in this Dynasty cocktail?
The Dynasty Margarita. The Dynasty Margarita, which is our cocktail of the day here, comes with some Patron Silver Blanco tequila, a little Patron Citronage.
That means like citrus. That means lemon, right?
Citronge. Patron Citronge. I don't know what it is, honestly. Let's look it up. I'll side click this one. We got elderflower liquor.
All right.
Little elderflower liquor in there. Lime juice, freshly squeezed, please. By the way, if you're making me a cocktail, especially if you make me a cocktail at the crib, especially if I'm at a bar and I'm ordering like a craft cocktail and I see you pull out a lime juice container, like one of those squeezy things you can find at your nearest grocery store, go ahead and just toss the cocktail out. I want freshly squeezed lime juice, or at the very least, give me the stuff that comes in a glass that's real, actual lime juice. Don't give me the knockoff. You also have some Monin lychee syrup and Monin ginger syrup.
Lychee's pretty good. You ever have lychee?
Lychee's sweet. It's very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't just had a lychee, but I've had like lychee flavored things.
Yeah, it's a big Asian thing. I don't know if it's Japanese or not. I'm pretty sure it's Japanese, but lychee's not bad.
Lychee, where's lychee come from? Lychee is native to tropical and subtropical regions of southern China.
Ah, got it wrong.
Also northern Vietnam. You said China.
No, I said Japanese. I said Japan.
Japan. Well, hey, swing and a miss. Can't blame you. You're not as cultured on that, even though earlier you're trying to culture me on like some Cuban stuff as if I'm the one with a Cuban girlfriend. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to have the deep cuts.
So you didn't know who Ana de Armas was, which is a like global superstar actress.
I would not call her a global superstar
Once
actress.
you are a Bond girl, if you are the love interest in a James Bond movie, you reach the mainstream. Once you play Marilyn Monroe, it's like the first ever.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Oh, okay. All right. Big fan, huh? Big
Just
fan,
saying,
C-Cat.
You can't chastise me for thinking it's common knowledge who Ana de Armas
So
is.
I know her by her face. I don't know her by her name. Nobody's just out there in the streets talking about Ana de Armas. They're not.
Not in your streets, but in my streets. I don't know what streets you're walking.
Because your streets are heavily Latin influenced.
That's not true.
Are they not?
My streets are, it's a melting pot. That's what they call my streets, the melting pot. Who I coerce with just stretches the entire world.
You coerce with them?
Mm-hmm.
What are y'all doing? What kind of plays are y'all making?
We conversate. We share traditions. That's what we do in my streets.
Okay, now, because I don't understand them, I'm going to take them as disrespect. Watch your mouth.
Why whenever I push a button, it doesn't play music or sounds?
You don't got that privilege.
Yeah, I don't like that. Anna de Armas, if you don't know who it is, apparently CCAT will judge you for it. Moving on, I'll judge you if you're the type of person who is, like, undermining the amount of success that Jalen Hurts has had since he became a starter in the NFL. But I won't judge you if you don't have him as like a top 10 quarterback in the league right now. One of the oddest quarterbacks to discuss when it comes to legacy, when it comes to resume, when it comes to impact on winning is Jalen Hurts with these Philadelphia Eagles. Similarly, Nick Sirianni is a tough guy to debate about when it comes to where he stands amongst the coaches in the league, right? Like, you would think the replacement level guy could step in there at head coach and lead the Eagles to a very similar product that Nick Sirianni's done over the past 4 years. It's hard to say what he's influenced winning or losing with them.
Yeah, I think the identity that the world knows Nick Sirianni as is kind of identityless. Like, we know him for being a rah-rah, sometimes gets in trouble with his local media, sometimes yells at his own fans. That's his identity right now. And winning, which, you know what, it's hard to take away from a guy who does simply win.
My wife calls him like the crybaby coach because I feel like she's seen him multiple times with just flooded with tears in his eyes. And then you have Jalen Hurts, who, like, undoubtedly the skill set he has is one of the more unique skill sets we've seen in the league. I can't think of another player quite like Jalen Hurts because he doesn't turn the ball over a lot. He's the best short yardage quarterback, specifically because of that play, but the best short yardage quarterback in the NFL today. I still herald that Cam Newton is the greatest short yardage quarterback of all time, above Josh Allen, above Jalen Hurts. He'll need somebody to push him in the back to get 1 or 2 yards, but that's just me. He also is a guy that is surrounded by talent year after year with Philly, thanks to what that front office has been able to do. Like, who else has been set up with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert? Now he has a guy like Saquon Barkley behind one of the best lines in football. It's almost strange to say, but it feels like the Eagles are playing, and the 49ers are kind of like this too. It's like they're playing in a different salary cap world than the rest of the NFL. How do they afford all this talent year over year?
Well, discount at quarterback for San Fran.
Yeah,
for the
I
Eagles,
get that.
it's just having a great draft.
They draft so damn well. They had 2 Rookie of the Year finalists on defense, and it's not like they were picking these guys in the top 10.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's kind of crazy when you think what the Eagles have been able to do in the front office, the way in which they've been able to continue to reload on the defensive side of the ball and also retain talent offensively. Jalen Hurts is getting paid more than Patrick Mahomes is, yet the Eagles have a much better roster around him. So it's hard when you parse it out to decide whether or not Jalen Hurts is a quarterback that should be discussed with some of the great ones. If I ask even an Eagles fan, they would say they'd probably take a Lamar Jackson or a Josh Allen or a Joe Burrow, or hell, they might even take Jaden Daniels now over Jalen Hurts. But the question is, and Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, who joined us on the other side there earlier, you can check that out on YouTube or wherever you find your podcast at Theoretically Speaking. The question is, if Hurts and the Eagles are able to upend a Chiefs three-peat on Super Bowl Sunday, and that would give Jalen Hurts 2 Super Bowl appearances, a runner-up in the MVP conversation, and a Super Bowl title. I don't care whether or not he gets the MVP. That kind of a resume is hard to match in the NFL today, mainly because of what Mahomes and Brady have done year after year, monopolizing Super Bowl titles. If Jalen Hurts gets that, where would he stand to you as a quarterback in the NFL? Like, right, is he now surpassing Joe Burrow? Is he now surpassing Josh Allen? Is he now surpassing your quarterback, Lamar Jackson? How can you argue against that when you look at the wins, the stats, the productivity, and most importantly, the fact that he would have a Super Bowl title? I don't know where I stand on this thing, but what I will say is you cannot knock the guy for continuing to win week in and week out with the Eagles.
What I think you got to consider is the conference they play in, where Jalen Hurts, both the regular season, the division he plays in, It's a lot easier to get to the opportunity to play Patrick Mahomes, the roadblocks that are given for the Eagles to eventually get that chance to take a shot at the King being the Kansas City Chiefs, more so than all of the AFC quarterbacks who jostle for position one by one to eventually one of them reigns supreme and gets knocked down by Mahomes before you get to the big game. The fact that this would be a given that Jalen Hurts did it. He did beat Patrick Mahomes for this to happen. That's tough. That makes it a whole lot more difficult. But I still, considering the surrounding cast, he would not breach the top three. No doubt about that. Wow. It'd still be Mahomes, Lamar, and Josh Allen, whatever order you want to put them in. I would not put Jalen Hurts in that conversation, let alone in that tier.
Even with a head-to-head win over Mahomes.
And over Lamar in the regular season, yeah.
I think the thing that bothers me about that is Joe Burrow's whole career, his whole aura, his whole legacy to date is all about one game. Not the Super Bowl, not a divisional round win over Josh Allen, but one AFC title on the road in overtime against Patrick Mahomes. That's why people want him to be the MVP despite not making the playoffs this year. That's why people excuse his record, which is undoubtedly worse than Jalen Hurts's and Josh Allen's and Lamar Jackson's since they've all come into the league. His whole thing is, I beat Mahomes one time. If Jalen Hurts beats Mahomes on the biggest stage and stops a three-peat, you don't think that he then breaches into that group?
No.
Wow.
No, that's a running.
What else would he have to do?
That's a team that is reliant and depends on their run game and their defense, not airing the football out. That's why Burrow gets a lot more credit because his entire team is relying on airing the football out and winning the shootouts.
Josh Allen has not relied on throwing the ball. They're run first. They rely on the run, but he's still getting the amount of credit more credit even than Joe Burrow's getting.
But Josh Allen's made more oh my gosh throws than we've ever seen from Jalen Hurts.
True. He's made more oh my gosh throws undoubtedly. But he also has had less success than Jalen Hurts. Undoubtedly as well.
Because he has to play Mahomes earlier in the playoff run.
They played him to the same amount. Like Jalen Hurts, when he did get his shot at Mahomes in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, what was the score? 38-35?
Yeah, one
back and forth affair.
Yeah.
Just like Josh Allen, right? But just like Josh Allen, he's one possession, one play away from beating him. It's the same thing.
The road to get there is a far less rigorous one, especially the last time that the Eagles did play the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. They didn't actually play a game till the Super Bowl. I mean, it was the Giants, and then it was Brock Purdy-less for about, 55 minutes of that game, 49ers.
The funny thing about Josh Allen and him being in the AFC and his road to get to play and lose to the Chiefs, as treacherous as the AFC is, because the Bills almost always have played a wild card round, a lot of those Josh Allen wins is his playoff record gets a little inflated. Like, how many wins does Josh Allen actually have post the wild card round? I think it's like 2.
Yeah. You look at the Ravens win, and I'm trying
lost to Joe Burrow in the divisional round, lost every time he's played Mahomes, and he has I think he has 2 wins post the wild card round of his 7 wins. They're always in the wild card, so he's getting these games against these lower level teams that he, again, credit to him, he's beating them.
Yeah, beat the Steelers last year. Again, it was an extension of the regular season, a formality for the Bills to beat the Mason Rudolph-led Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah. Like his wins.
Was it Kenny Pickett at that time? Forget.
That was Mason Rudolph. I think Rudolph started the game for that because that was one of those, hey, Tomlin's, how can you expect Tomlin to win a playoff game when this guy is the starter? I'm looking at Josh Allen's wins in the postseason. He's got one over the Colts in 21. I would assume that would be Phillip Rivers. He's got one, and that's a wild card game. He's got the win in the divisional round against the Ravens. You remember that one in 21. And that was a year that people thought Lamar should have gotten past him. Then he loses to the Chiefs. The next year, he gets the wild card round win against the Patriots and Mac Jones. Then he gets into the divisional round, bounced by the Chiefs. 2023, wild card win over who else but the Dolphins and Skylar Thompson. And then he loses to Joe Burrow in the divisional round. 2024. That was the year that they finally actually had the 1 seed. That was last year. They host the Chiefs. He instantly loses. And then this year, of course, they win the wild card round against Bo Nix. They win against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens in the divisional round and then get bounced in the AFC title game. So as much as we talk about how treacherous it is to win in the AFC, Josh Allen, when he's gone up against those quarterbacks, he's lost more times than he's won. Not just Mahomes.
Yeah, I guess it's a 1-1 record between Burrow and Lamar. Beat one of them, lost the other, and then has lost every game against Mahomes.
Yeah.
Playoff time.
Right. So how can we knock Jalen Hurts' resume in the NFC playoffs when he stacked up these wins against bad teams, but so has Josh Allen?
I think then we got to go to my other prong of the argument is that the Eagles' defense has been special these two Super Bowl runs.
I don't know if they were that great 2 years ago. They weren't the same. This year, they're much more of a beast. That last year, 2 years ago, they could be had. They were a little banged up as well.
That's just the secondary-wise, definitely. Obviously, we just talked about how great the draft was for the Eagles, so it's all recent history, how good the secondary of the Eagles is.
They did have Fletcher Cox and whatnot, but they didn't have no Jalen Carter. They didn't have Cooper DeJean. They didn't have Quinyon Mitchell. They had Slay, but they had James Bradbury as well.
Offensive line was younger and better 2 years ago.
I mean, and that's the problem is once you start getting into these conversations, it's how much was it the supporting cast and how much was it the actual quarterback himself. But I'm just saying, if Jalen Hurts gets the win over Mahomes on Super Bowl Sunday and you take his career next to Josh Allen's career and you look at them like left to right and you have no bias, Hurts has been better. And it's not like Josh Allen has MVPs or statistically great regular seasons to go up against Hurts and say, oh, this is – actually, Hurts has just overall been better. He's been a better quarterback, especially if he gets a Super Bowl win over Mahomes. I think that you cannot, in good faith, actually put Allen over Hurts if he wins the Super Bowl.
I will admit a lot of this is finding a reason to justify an opinion. And it's like searching for some evidence that backs up my preconceived notions.
Yeah.
But like one of the phrases you mentioned there, be a better quarterback, that doesn't sit well with me. I feel like the better quarterback was not the most successful quarterback. And the most successful quarterback between the two, Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen, was undoubtedly Jalen Hurts. Yeah. However, but the better quarterback throughout the entirety of their career since Jalen Hurts was a starting quarterback for the Eagles, I think you still go Josh Allen there.
It's funny, again, we can say that, and even I will admit
that if you had a drafted quarter, or not even a draft, but just pick one out of free agency, same contract, I think you'd probably take Josh Allen over Jalen Hurts.
I test and everything. I would admit, Josh Allen, to me, feels like the guy that would be the better quarterback. But if we're playing the results at all, which I thought we were doing in sports, it's the results are what matter, not my eye test, not who I think is better, who actually goes out there and plays better. Jalen Hurts doesn't have as many playoff stinkers as people would assume he does. He's a really good winner. He's done this with Nick Sirianni as his coach, so you can't even use the Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes excuse as if he has this perfect ecosystem he's working within. And like Josh Allen's first ever time actually having an MVP-worthy season, the first time he's ever been able to even been thrust into that conversation, because before this, his stats and numbers and wins didn't add up, was when he started kind of swagger jacking Jalen Hurts. I mean, what's with all these tush pushes? And you can't even get them done in the big moment.
That's you're doing it worse, too.
Yeah, how are you going to do it? You're going to pull his move and not even pull it off? Like, I'm just saying.
Hey, Jalen Hurts has two guys pushing him. Josh Allen's got one. And that's a half-jokingly argument, but it's true. That's what we're seeing. We see the fullback get behind Josh Allen.
That?
I don't get it. It seems like two would be better than one in that circumstance, especially if you register the fact that Kansas City is loading the gap of which over that left guard, at the Josh Allen going left. If they're loading up that side to combat that, you kind of got to add another body to help him out there.
Look, I said this back when the Bills and the Bills Chiefs game during the conference championship game. C-Cat, I texted you and said, "Hey, like Tim Tebow could run this offense." Talking about the Bills, and I was joking, but especially for what the Bills do, I'm not sure what the fall off would be based on what they did this year, how they played, running behind that beefy O-line, handing it off to James Cook, bunch of bubble screens, shot plays here and there. I'm not sure how much the fall off would be going from Josh Allen to Jalen Hurts. And also, I don't know how much greater the Eagles would look with Josh Allen in Philadelphia instead of Hurts. And again, I'm saying this as a person who knowingly is also agreeing with you. Yes, I believe Josh Allen's the better quarterback. Jalen Hurts has been better, and he's also been excellent in the playoffs.
He's been more successful. Because I think better, it's very subjective, and you could take better as for anything.
Right. Well, I thought that's what we were chasing with success. I guess what's Josh Allen been better at?
Been better at throwing the football. I think
maybe. But just last year, he led the league in turnovers. That's not what you want your quarterback doing.
I think that you can accredit a lot of the success of the run game for the Bills to a defense respecting the pass game and fearing the arm of Josh Allen. I think, I'm trying here.
I get you. But no,
I think that it works its way opposite, where when Jalen Hurts has success with the pass game, it was like the second half of the Commanders game where Saquon, I think, maybe had less than 30 yards in the second half of the Eagles-Commanders NFC Championship game, where it was establishing the run, back to basics, all of a sudden opening up the pass game with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, where it works oppositely for the Bills, where a team goes into the game afraid of Josh Allen, and sometimes James Cook faces less bodies in the box, which he's fantastic. Don't get me wrong. When he get inside goal-to-go situations, James Cook showed he's a superhuman.
Oh, yeah.
But I think you kind of have the philosophies flipped on both sides.
Josh Allen's better than Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts is able to stop the Chiefs three-peat, that conversation needs to be reopened, especially based on how he's able to get there. We're going to have midday midterms on the other side here on Theoretically Speaking. But I ask you today, who has had the better career so far between Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts, and would a Super Bowl title push him past Allen in the QB rankings for you? For me, I kind of got to give it to the guy. The proof is in the pudding. I got to give it to the guy that's got it done, and Hurts has been getting it done. 888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery, as well as new, less invasive treatments, with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho, 888-760-3776. Let me know which way you go, Hurts or Allen, especially following a Hurts championship. And on the other side, midday midterms. What's up?
So we had a long and lengthy conversation about Emmanuel Acho before the show.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about how difficult this conversation is to have about comparing Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen. And I've come to the terms to agree this is the real uncomfortable conversation with a black man. This is it right here. We're living it out right now.
This is uncomfortable as hell.
This is an uncomfortable conversation with a black man. I'm living at POV right here.
Yes. It's like, well, which way do you go here? Which way do you go here? Well, you know what? All I'm saying is I would prefer Josh Allen to be better. I'm anti-Jalen Hurts being propped up and being good because my wife and all her friends are enamored with the guy.
We're the
break.
This is the real difficult, hard-hitting topics. You talk about race, religion, politics. That's all sandbox stuff. This is it right here.
Jalen Hurts versus Josh Allen.
Whoo, man, that tests your limits.
It does. It does. You notice how nobody mentioned Joe Burrow in this conversation.
Hey, prove it to us next year.
Gotta see it. On the other side, midday midterms. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Good people. It's your boy Theo Dorsey. The big game is almost here, and it's now or never. Don't miss out on the last football game of the season with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the big game. Prize Picks is also giving away a free pick for the big game, where one of the starting quarterbacks will only need to throw 1 yard to win. If you're correct on at least one more stat projection, you can win some real cash. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. PrizePicks is the best place to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on PrizePicks. Download the app today and use code THEOD to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code THEOD to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
This is the Delray Beach Open. Don't miss today's top professional tennis stars and legends in downtown Delray Beach. February 7th through 16th. It's 10 days of tennis on the Ave. 140 miles per hour races, parties, music, art, and all the good vibes. Come for the nonstop action on and off the court. Snap pics and post memories at the DBO. Join us for a jam-packed week of ATP tennis matches. More fun, more food, more drink, more parties, more of everything. DelrayBeachOpen.com for info.
ESPN West Palm is highlighting the best performance of the week, presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Every week, a different team will be featured across ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. The winning performance receives $500, courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Do you know a team, player, or school with a killer performance? Nominate them by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Go where the pros go. Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
Listen up, team. Recycling is just like football. You can't win if you're out of formation. Yellow bin? That's your quarterback. Give it all the paper. Blue bin? Wide receiver. Feed it all the containers. But no interceptions. Plastic bags and greasy pizza boxes have no place on this field. Now, follow the playbook. Get out there and recycle right. Sponsored by the Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County. Let's keep winning for the planet!
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Hey man, is your air or water flowing perfectly in your home? I'm asking you the fan that's listening to Theoretically Speaking, is your air or water flowing perfectly in your home? If the answer is no, EDS is yes. Is there a room in your home that's always too hot or maybe it's freezing cold? Or are you running out of hot water when you need it most? If the answer is no to one of those questions, is your air or water flowing perfectly? EDS is yes. EDSisyes.com. That's where you need to go. EDS is Palm Beach County's trusted AC and plumbing expert. They'll make sure your air and your water flow perfectly. So now you can relax in comfort, watch your favorite team from your couch, and feel good about yourself. Plus, with flexible financing options, your budget won't stand between you and the comfort you deserve. Call today or visit EDSisyes.com. When comfort matters, be like me and say, EDS is yes. CCAT, it is time for us to take a look at what I have deemed already the best quarterback rookie class in the history of the NFL, right? I'm talking about Penix. I'm talking about McCarthy. I'm talking about Drake May, Caleb Williams, and Jaden Daniels. We are going to give our midday midterms and grade the rookie seasons from what is going to be the greatest crop of quarterbacks to have ever come out in one class. Let's get this party started.
Let's take a look and grade the season of TGL attendee, Patriots quarterback Drake May.
Drake May already trying to show some love to the Bostonians out there, right? The Beantown. Do you call it Beantown?
Sometimes, yeah. I get confused because I'm not a very well-traveled individual.
Yeah.
And when I think bean, I think the Chicago bean. So
yeah.
Beantown kind of confuses me, but I'm not a smart guy.
It's all good, yeah. Well, nobody expects you to be.
All right, fair enough.
But we expect mediocre quarterbacks from the Patriots to be Pro Bowlers. I guess that's the standard. If you're mediocre and you play for the Patriots, you're a Pro Bowler. Mac Jones did it, and now Drake May is a recent Pro Bowler. So if you're telling me that the 3rd overall pick with that roster earned a bid to the Pro Bowl, I got to give him a B+. Drake May gets a B+ from me. Wasn't a spectacular year, but he did eventually earn the starting spot. 15 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, but he showed a lot of promise with his play. You can tell this guy's going to be a pro for a long time. I can't tell yet what his ceiling is going to be. Like, to me, he seems like 10 to 15-year career, like solid playoff wins. I don't know if he's going to ever be a Super Bowl champion, but based off his rookie season, again, with no weapons around him, I know at the very least that's a guy that they can hang their hat on for the future. B+.
Gun to the head. Better or worse career than Phil Rivers?
That is tough. People forget how good Phil Rivers was, especially because it was in the AFC.
Historically good
dogs.
offenses.
Yeah.
Right?
Like they were the team that kept on having a number 1 rated offense and whatnot, and not really doing anything in the postseason. One time they didn't even make the playoffs with the number 1 offense. I'm going to say Drake May surpasses him.
Whoa.
And I will. And this is why, though. When you look at their overall numbers at the end of the day, because of the era in which we play in and the fact that Drake May is also going to have rushing statistics too, also coaching is so much smarter, his numbers are going to surpass Phil Rivers' numbers. And Phil Rivers didn't do enough winning for me to justify if their numbers match or if May is better, Rivers being ahead of him. So I'm giving Drake May the nod.
Get excited, Patriots fans. If you draft someone who is being projected to be better than Phil Rivers, that's a great, you didn't get a top 3 pick either. All right, Theo, class is in session. Grade Bo Nix's rookie season.
Bo Nix almost turned the Offensive Rookie of the Year conversation upside down in the middle of the year when he had that run of games where he just kept winning, kept churning along. But Bo Nix, to me, he was more of a merchant of that Sean Payton offense that made it so easy for him. The answers were right there for him. 29 touchdowns, 12 picks, started from day one. First quarterback to do that since John Elway with the Broncos. But again, if your quarterback is Bo Nix, the 6th best guy in the draft, drafted 12th overall, and you're also paying another quarterback $40+ million to play for another team, which means less resources for Bo Nix, and he makes the playoffs, that's an A. That's an A for Bo Nix.
I don't know. I'm kind of looking right now at that schedule like you alluded to where Bo Nix was rattling off wins.
Yeah.
And like the best win, the best team that the Denver Broncos beat this year was like the Buccaneers in week 3. Because Raiders, Saints, Panthers, Falcons.
They're beating bad teams
Browns,
all year long.
Colts, and then every good team they played, they lost to.
But he was a rookie quarterback with, who was he throwing the ball to? Jerry Jeudy?
Hey, put some respect on Cortland Sutton's name.
I'm sorry, Jerry Jeudy. Yeah, Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims.
Yeah.
Who was it else? It was another guy. It wasn't Jeudy. Jeudy was with the Browns.
There's a tight end there.
Yeah, Dulcich. Well, no, Dulcich sat out this year. It wasn't a lot of weapons around the guy, and he also did just enough to win. I think Bo Nix, here's the thing I'll say. I think Bo Nix is closer to his ceiling than any of the other 6 quarterbacks. I'm not sure how much better he's going to be, but he also proved he can throw the deep ball accurately. Remember, everybody kept calling him a dink and dunk king, and he threw that 60-yard bomb early. He did it again against the Bills in the wild card round. I think Bo Nix is really good. 29 passing touchdowns? Come on, that's an A.
An A, but that leaves you very little room for growth for Jaden Daniels, who is your next quarterback rookie season to grade.
That's easy. It's the easiest one. Like, honestly, it's hard because I wish I can give him a better grade than A+, but that's all I have to work with. He gets an A+.
He gets to skip a grade.
Yeah, actually, that's probably more apt. We're not even grading this kid.
We're get him out of this school. He's going to the School of Gifted Children.
He broke the record for rushing yards in a rookie season, right? Rookie completion percentage, he broke that record, near 70%. Didn't turn the ball over a lot. Won 2 playoff games in his first season. went head-to-head with the Eagles in the NFC Championship and did not blink. Jaden Daniels is going to be a rock star in this league for over a decade. He revived the Commanders team that looked dead in the waters. This same roster won like 4 games last year. Their win total was 7.5. They won 12. They won 12 en route to a playoffs appearance where he won 2 games, beating those Buccaneers and the Lions, the 1 seed. How do you not give that guy like all of the credit in the book?
That's why I have problem with Bo Nix in the A. I think Bo Nix maybe a B+. Maybe it's, you know what it is?
It's really good. It was a really good season for Bo Nix, though.
I think it's jaded based on expectation. So if we had high expectations for Bo Nix, we look at their season and you think, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Versus we were talking about the Broncos being historically bad before Bo Nix got there.
Yes.
And looking at the mess that was left from Russell Wilson, still paying that guy.
Yeah. Bo Nix, the Broncos spent like $50 million on their quarterback this year pretty much. They did because they were paying Russell Wilson. And Bo Nix performed like a lot of other $50 million quarterbacks this year. So I got to give him credit.
It's a tough one. Caleb Williams, grade his rookie season.
B-, man. And maybe I'm just a nice grader. But if you look at his overall statistics at the end of this thing, he actually had a good rookie year compared to a lot of other guys who have busted out or have looked bad as the number 1 overall pick. That situation in Chicago, we just had left lofty goals on it because we assumed the infrastructure was perfect, whereas they had a terrible offensive line. They had a head coach that couldn't make it through the end of the season. And even when they did finally get Thomas Brown elevated, once he got elevated all the way to head coach, he lost his ability to have his fingerprints on that offense as much. Caleb Williams is good. He showed enough promise. His season was underwhelming, but it wasn't as bad as we look at it as. I give him a B-, and maybe I'm just being nice.
You know what I loved so much about the end of Caleb Williams' season? Listen, whenever you're a Bear and you beat a Packer, that's something that leaves a good taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
That is a fantastic result that has you thinking about next year in a positive light. It was specifically the way they beat the Packers. Running the 2-minute drill to perfection.
Yeah.
Managing the clock to perfection. When you think back to how Thanksgiving Day ended for the Bears and they're slipping through the hands. But obviously that coach was fired after that. Eberflus was gone.
So. He lost him some games. Eberflus lost him like 3 games.
So you know what? I think you have good reason to be optimistic for that rookie quarterback. And one more for you, Theo, with your foot out the door. The season that maybe could have been if we saw more of it. Grade the season of Falcons quarterback Michael Penix Jr.
I also give Penix a B-. Lockstep with Caleb Williams here. Great situation to step into. He also got the runway of not having to play early on. I give Falcons brass and management an F this year. They are the reason why the Buccaneers had a home game and won the division. Not the play of Kirk Cousins, not the play of that offense or defense or Jesse Bates or anybody. The Falcons not pulling the trigger earlier and putting Michael Penix in for a clearly denigrated Kirk Cousins is the only reason why they weren't the division champs and they weren't the ones that got to lose to Jaden Daniels in the first round. So, B- for Michael Penix. He looked good when he stepped in, man. He looked really good, and I think the offense took a step forward instead of how hobbled they looked with whatever's left of Kirk Cousins leading.
Grade the experience of Prize Picks for me.
Well, it's an A++ for me. I can't tell you what it is for you because you might not win at the same level that I do. But no matter if you win, lose, or draw, Prize Picks is very fun for everybody involved. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. It is a place in which you just pick more or less on different players' stat projections, right? Between 2 and 6, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money right now on Prize Picks if you run your game. We got one more game left in football, but we still got basketball, hockey. We got all kinds of other sports you can tap in on and build lineups based off of. Prize Picks also offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. They've added that to their bevy of other hosts. Prize Picks is perfect, man. I'll say this too, man. For the big game on Sunday, next Sunday at least, the amount of Prize Picks entries I'm going to put in, the amount of Prize Picks lineups that I'm going to be building, I'm not even going to remember what I'm rooting for anymore. I'm going to forget. I'm going to get lost in the sauce because I built up a lot of money off of these past few weekends. Divisional round, championship round. I had a lot of stuff riding with the Eagles run game. Oh, man.
Make sure you got your notifications on. When you download Prize Picks and make your account, put your notifications on because they have a lot of promos in there.
Oh, yeah.
That make it a lot easier to win.
Flex Friday, Taco Tuesday, all of that. Prize Picks, run your game. Use promo code THEOD to get a $50 bonus credit when you play a $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. Last call on the other side. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Now at DQ Grill and Chill, enjoy $7 meal deals. The 3-piece chicken strip meal deal and the original cheeseburger meal deal. Both come with fries, a 21-ounce drink, and a sundae. Sweeten the deal and upgrade to a small Blizzard treat for just $2 extra. Get more for less at DQ Grill and Chill with the $7 chicken strip meal deal and $7 original cheeseburger meal deal. DQ Grill and Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
I am delivered.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
What's the best job in sports? What's the best job in all of sports to you, C-Cat? Talking about positions in a specific league.
Backup quarterback.
That's what they say. But I just saw something that lets me know that it's not backup quarterback. It's actually NBA superstar, franchise player. I'll tell you why after you tell us how you have been getting slim with Metrim.
I was thinking Superstar's brother. That's what I was thinking for a second there, too, with Thanasis Antetokounmpo.
Ah, right. That is true. Or
but
son.
I tell you what.
Or son.
Or son, yeah. That too. I did lose a lot of weight with Metrim MD, and I'm happy to share the word far and wide. I lost 17 pounds in 28 days. 17 pounds, 28 days. That's less than a month and getting the shape that I wanted to, all thanks to Metrim MD. They're thankfully right here in Palm Beach Gardens. Go check them out. Go to their website, MET, because you'll get a free, no obligation consultation, and they will make your personalized plan for you. It's not a one-size-fits-all because that's impossible for medical, safe, healthy weight loss. It's tailor-made to each individual who walks through the doors at Metrim MD. I actually have a good friend of mine. I know them for about 10 years. And yes, I said her. It's for men. It's for women. They tailor-made it for everybody. They walked in, got their free consultation just on Monday, and they started the plan yesterday, and they are going to get the results just like I did. It's losing weight fast enough to stay motivated with Metrim MD. MET, the word trim, MD.com.
You said them, I think. I don't think you said her.
I know I said her really quickly.
You gave it like a gender neutral. No, you know what that was? That's your because you know when you're telling a story to your significant other, you start using the general pronouns when you're talking about a woman versus a man.
Well, quick aside on that.
Snuck back in.
There was a foreigner who was pumping gas at the nearest gas station to me. I say foreigner because I don't know where the accent came from, and she needed help. She had no idea what she was doing at this gas station. Okay. And I was at the pump directly in front of, and I actually had the same exact car. So she didn't know if it was diesel or regular or what to do at the pump. Huh. So she got my help. I helped her pump the gas. I didn't pay for anything like that.
I'm sure you did.
And when I relayed the story 10 minutes later, when I got home, I used it them.
Oh, wow.
I used it them.
Did she catch you on it? Did she say, hey, was it a woman, or did she not care?
Immediately.
Wow, that's the thing. It's like their ears perk up even more when you start being a big. You just gotta let them. You just gotta say girl. You gotta.
But
say
I played it off so cool.
No,
I played it off. Yeah. This
foreigner. Did you say foreigner?
Yeah. Maybe I used a different word. I don't know.
It's the worst. Like what? I can't have interactions with people of the other gender. There's 50% of them out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's half and half. Matter of fact, it's more women.
You're gonna encounter many of which who are not men.
Yes. Now you turn into Mr. Pronoun. They. Them.
Half are attractive, half are in your age range. That's just gonna happen.
It just is the law. Law of averages. Oh, here's why NBA superstar is better. Joel Embiid, he just missed his 400th game. Embiid has now made $125 million plus in total earnings while sitting on the bench. He's made $125 million sitting on the bench.
Huh.
Because he's missed 400 games in his career. I didn't even know he had enough games played technically to be. He's that old? Golly. Go in love, go in peace, go in joy.
This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift with endless possibilities. Give a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. Breakers gift cards let you treat the one who matters most to the things they love the most, like